Yo, welcome back. The very last one. This is lesson 12. This is all about me, okay? I want to tell you why the MFL exists, give you a little bit of an insight to when this dream started, because it's often referred to as, oh, it's just an overnight thing and it's really taken off. Good job. So successful. Yeah, it's overnight of 12 years. The MFL, I started this whole idea right out of, it was one of my very first university classes. The very first thing that I did was create a record label. It's called Grumpy Bear Records. It was the very first business I ever created when I went to UBCO out in Kelowna, British Columbia. And it started something in me that I noticed being a professional player for, at that time, only 2 years, 3 years. But I already noticed it though, that there was a sense of community that was lacking. I saw it in jazz band in high school. That was really cool. That's really what pulled me into music as opposed to going and playing more serious hockey. I got pulled into music because I found the music community was so much more uniting rather than the hockey community where it was very competitive and alienating. I built the MFL because I've literally seen too many artists struggle alone, both from mental, physical wellness issues to just not having the right tools, not having the right resources. Instead of being taught how to do these things, they're given them, and it's like giving a lottery ticket to, somebody wins the friggin' lottery and they have no idea how to manage money. They're going to end up more broke, have more money to spend. They never learned how to manage properly. And I'm speaking from experience. I haven't won the lottery, but I feel like it took me a long time to understand fiscal responsibility. And I want that to be a part of the communication that we start educating artists on, and gamifying artist development and bridging the gap between the fan and the band is really important, because at the end of the day, the fans are paying the band's bills. Without the fans, the band don't have a reason to exist. And when the band and its musicians can really tap into themselves, that's where they make a better connection with the fans. And that's our job here at the MFL, is to build that connection, to help get bands connected to first themselves inside. I know it's really esoteric, but that's why we have the rock and roll archetypes, which you can take in one of our courses, to have a better understanding about the roles that each band member has and how those roles all shape and define us. And once we really get a solid grasp of that, it transfers over to being more authentic, being more vulnerable, having more confidence and conviction in our craft and in ourselves as humans, to be able to convey that and inspire that in our fans. And that's why this is such a really unique community, is because it's a bridge between the fans and the bands, equal parts, right? And I think that's really, really special. And I really first understood that May 9th, 2020, which was the day that I should have died. The first day, one of the many. I feel like a cat. I've had 9 lives. I got smoked by a car. It was sunset in Melbourne, Australia, and I got hit on my road bike as I was going to sell it. I got smoked by this car, ironically a Dodge. And I'm laying on the pavement after getting absolutely smoked. The thing was clicked at like 42 kilometers an hour, and I'm on a road bike, like a little bicycle. And my whole left side is just burning hot. And I'm like, oh God, this is me bleeding from the inside out, right? Just dying internally. And the paramedics get on scene. They tell me, no, don't move, don't move. I'm like, bro, I just got hit by a car. I'm not moving. Get rushed to the ambulance, or rushed to the hospital in the ambulance. And 4 hours, 5 hours go by, and I walked out of there on my own. Not a bone broken. Did the MRI, the CAT scan, everything. They couldn't believe it. Like, bro, you're meant to be here. And leading up to that, it was such an interesting moment, because I had such a tough time that I wasn't even aware of. I was in a bad, bad relationship. I was sitting on a dream of being a musician, but only calling myself really a drummer. I had a bunch of songs I wanted to release, and I had this dream to like make up an actual record label. That would be so cool. I was just sitting on it. And that moment when I got hit by the car, and then that following 5, 6 hours, the next day I woke up and I'm like, holy shit, I'm making some changes now. I left that relationship. And 2 weeks after that, getting hit by a car, I left that relationship. And then 2 months after getting hit by that car, I left the country. I was in Australia and I came back home. This was right in the middle of the pandemic. Got on the last flight back to Canada. And then now, more than 2 years later, remember that was 2020, 5 years later, we've got a record label. And it started 3 years ago. We really had the Music Fit Records idea come to be. The moral of the story here is for anybody who's sitting on a dream waiting for somebody else's permission, you're going to be waiting a really long time. So, hopefully you don't need to get hit by a car to listen to that. And that's my motivation message here for anybody who's in the MFL looking for a reason to be. I don't necessarily have the answers for you, but I've got a few good questions. You got to think about, what is it that really drives you? And when you understand how you start speaking is how you carry out your actions, or in many of our cases, in my case, inactions, right? I was really using a lot of conflict language. And when we think about the way words help to define our belief system and carry out our actions, it's simple. We look at the words that we choose to use. They are the articulation of our thoughts, both out towards our peers, our colleagues, our parents, our loved ones, everybody outside of us, but also, more importantly, and also inside to ourselves. The words that we choose to say to ourselves, which typically, if you're anything like me, are pretty unkind. When we take those thoughts, all those words, and we stack them up into a big stack of pancakes, that's known as a belief system. That belief system is what carries out all of our actions, or in my case, inaction, why I wasn't doing things wanted to do. It was actually rooted in the belief system that I had subscribed to. Keep in mind, this is like an Amazon Prime subscription. We get to choose this. This is not dictated. We can change this. This is a learned behavior, beliefs. Those beliefs are rooted in the words that we choose to use. So if you're unhappy about where you are, first examine the belief system that you're subscribed to, which is rooted in the words that you're choosing to use on a daily basis. And when we get down to it, when we change our words, we can change our life. So for those of you still watching this, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking part in the Start Here course. We've got lots to learn together. I'm looking forward to seeing your growth. I'm looking forward to helping you. If you've yet to book a one-on-one breakthrough call, that'll get you some more points. Book that over on the side, or if you're uncertain where to find it, just type in breakthrough. That's your action item. Let me know what it is that really motivates you. I want to know, what's the inner drive? Why are you really here? What's the biggest goal that you've got? How can we help support you? Okay. To complete this, also let me know what part of this lesson here caught your ear. Is there any part of my story? There's been countless, maybe you're a fan. I've had countless fans that have turned into musicians because they realize the power of creativity. Megan, for example, she was a client that is now a sound healer. Like, she plays sound bowls. She didn't know the first thing about music, but then we started tapping into her creative elements, and turns out she's pretty damn creative and she's really gifted at music. So anything is possible. Like I said, if you're sitting there waiting for somebody else's permission to do the things that you want to do, you're going to wait a long time. So my challenge to you is, drop in the green room what it is that you really, really want to get. And I don't care how ridiculous it seems. What do you really want to get out of life? Why are you here? What motivated you to join the MFL? Why are you taking your career to the next level? Let me know. Share with us one of the biggest takeaways so far, and what you're looking for from us to get you there. And we'll see you around, and be sure to check out some of the other courses and any more of the discussions. Partake in as many classes as you can, guys. Grab up all the free stuff. Man, 20 years ago, if I had some sort of resource like this, I'd be a very different person, and that's why we're here. So all happens for a reason. Thank you so much. I'm rambling. You guys have stuck around for 10 minutes, and I really appreciate that. So we'll see you in class. All right. We'll see you in the MFL. We'll see you. I know you're ready to play. So till the next time, you guys, stay sweet. Peace.